A man armed with knives was fatally shot by police in the Paris suburb of Dugny on Tuesday after allegedly threatening officers. The incident occurred approximately 7 miles from the city centre, where the suspect was reportedly sitting at a bus stop holding a knife in each hand. According to an investigative source, the man ran towards the police without saying a word when officers arrived at the scene. One officer attempted to subdue him using an electric stun gun, but when this proved ineffective, another officer fired his service weapon, striking the suspect in the chest. Despite efforts to resuscitate him at the scene, the man was pronounced dead shortly afterward. Authorities have launched parallel investigations into the shooting, led by the Seine-Saint-Denis Territorial Security Service and the French National Police General Inspectorate. This incident comes just days after a separate knife attack in Mulhouse, eastern France, on Saturday, which left one man dead and at least 4 police officers injured. The assailant, a 37-year-old Algerian national, reportedly shouted, "Allahu Akbar," Arabic for "God is the greatest," during the attack, prompting President Emmanuel Macron to describe it as an Islamist terrorist attack. The suspect was arrested unharmed and has since been charged with multiple offences, including terrorist murder. Macron expressed the nation's solidarity with the victims and their families, underscoring the gravity of the attack. France has faced a series of deadly terrorist incidents over the past decade, many linked to Islamic State, ISIS, and Al-Qaeda operatives. The most devastating of these occurred in November 2015, when coordinated attacks across Paris claimed 130 lives. Suicide bombers targeted the Stade de France, cafes, restaurants, and the Bataclan music venue, where 90 people were killed. Earlier that year, in January, gunmen stormed the offices of the satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo, killing 17 people. In July 2016, a truck was deliberately driven into crowds on the Nice seafront promenade, killing 86 and injuring over 400. That same month, ISIS-linked attackers murdered an 86-year-old Catholic priest during a church service in Normandy. More recently, in October 2020, a Tunisian immigrant stabbed 3 people to death inside the Notre Dame Basilica in Nice. Knife attacks on law enforcement and civilians have become a recurring threat in France. In 2020, Samuel Paty, a schoolteacher in the Paris suburb of Conflans-Sainte-Honorine, was beheaded by a terrorist for showing controversial cartoons during a class discussion on free speech. These incidents highlight the ongoing challenges faced by French authorities in combating terrorism and ensuring public safety. The recent events in Dugny and Mulhouse serve as stark reminders of the persistent threat posed by extremist violence and the complex dynamics of security and counter-terrorism efforts in the country.